Welcome to Post Game Podcast. I'm your host, June. I got my boy B Foster. Yes, this is not this is not an illusion. We are back. We had to do back-to-back shows. I've definitely been out of the loop as far as podcasting with both the football and the basketball, but I am here. Foster is here. We are going to talk Pistons basketball on Post Game Podcast. But before we do that, I want to remind everyone to please make sure you subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. That way you can get in and make sure you hit that alert button. So whenever we drop content, you'll get an alert. Also, for all your audio fix, if you don't want to watch us and you just want to listen, we're on all platforms. It's anywhere you can listen to a podcast. You can find us. Just type in Post Game Podcast, FFSN in your search. You'll see the Pistons colored logo, and you make sure you just follow us. Make sure you download those episodes. Make sure that notification bell is on. Foster, we haven't had a Pistons show, just me and you, in a long time. But it's not because of a lack of success. It's not because of any quarrels between you and I. We know this is work related. As far as my end, but Foster has been in the trenches. You can catch him on Monday nights with the rest of the guys from the NBA Central Division. Foster is there battling for our team. I mean, he doesn't have to battle much because
it's still a battle some days.
They're doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Number one in the division. I'm not sure if we're number one in the East. Are we still number one in the East?
Oh, by a sizable lead.
Number one in the East, number one in the division. Not bragging, just saying what it is at this point. I'm scared to show the comments on this show today.
Oh, I wasn't even looking.
I don't know. Let's just keep the comments off here, and we'll just put the comments that we want to see on the screen. Yeah. Hello, Scarlet Heart. I'll say that.
There you
go. Foster, Pistons this week. I've been out there. I know we played a very challenging game in Denver without the Joker. I watched that entire game. I watched last night's game in disgust.
Yeah, you picked the wrong one, man.
And the only reason it was disgusting is because Dylan Brooks was talking crazy and delivered. He had 40. And he was talking crazy. He was talking crazy. He was going crazy. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you're talking crazy and scoring 40.
He was feeling it.
He was on one. And then he's a jerk, right? He's gonna poke at you, he's gonna push you, he's gonna talk crazy. He was doing all of that last night and was getting his buckets. Oh man. Anyway, Pistons lost last night versus Phoenix. And Dylan Brooks went crazy. And I don't even want to talk about that no more. I'm sorry. I'm a bad sport. What's the Pistons record again?
Oh, our record is 34-12.
34-12. Not too bad. Not too bad. Through 46. Now, this is what I'm not used to, Foster. Back in the day, 82-game season, at 41, you stopped. All-Star break.
Oh, it's a little later now.
Oh, it's much later. It's like you didn't play. Most teams played their 41 games. All-Star break.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I don't even know when the All-Star break is. I know it's on the way.
It's coming up now.
And we do have an All-Star. For now, we have an All-Star starter.
At least one, yeah.
The reserves will be picked sometime this week, I believe, and I do think Duran will be one of those reserves. I do think.
Great game yesterday, by the way.
He had a great game. Great game. I just Phoenix. Dylan Brooks is one of those players I just don't like, but I know he can play. I know he has, like, he doesn't usually score a lot like that, but I know what he can do. I watched him at Oregon. Good delete. Good delete.
God
damn. Where's the oh wow. Completely blocked that person there.
Oh damn. I deleted it from you.
Yeah,
Jesus
completely
Christ.
blocked that person. Yeah. I don't know what's the lately YouTube watchers have been bugging. I don't know if it's bots.
They seem body, but I don't know.
But the N-bomb is crazy on there. Don't do that. Yeah, but if someone does that, Foster, before you delete, just block them totally. Block them totally. I don't have time for nonsense. You know, I appreciate the supporters. I appreciate the people that come here to talk, to listen to us talk Pistons basketball. But all that other stuff, you're not going to garner, and I'm just going to block. Been pretty wild. They was doing that for the Lions show, and it was different people.
It's gotta be bots. It's gotta be bots, but I don't know.
Bati boys. Anyway,
what are we talking about?
we talking Detroit Pistons basketball.
Right.
Who did we all play this week? I know those two games. Did we play any other games this week? Denver.
Yeah, I think it was just
just those two.
Yeah,
Denver and Phoenix.
Yeah, because we're on a West Coast trip right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been totally out the loop. Like, I did see those two games.
Yeah, and we played tonight too. It's back to back.
Who we got tonight?
Warriors.
Oh. Depending on what you get with the Warriors, depending on which team shows up, that could be a tough game. That could be a very tough game.
I think Curry's out right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so definitely can be a game we can win, especially if Curry's not playing. So
back to back on the West Coast, it's tricky.
Hey man, it's a wonderful night for basketball. You got the Spartans and Wolverines playing tonight. Wolverines 18-1, MSU 17-2. This is going to be a great game tonight. And then the Pistons, if you love basketball tonight, this is a night where you should camp out in front of the TV and watch basketball tonight, especially if you're in Michigan. Good night for sports. And play Golden State, and it's in the West Coast, so it's a later game, so you don't have to miss one or the other. You're going to see the Pistons at around 10 o'clock tonight, probably.
Yeah, 10.
Yep. So you'll be able to watch both games in their entirety, man. This week, Pistons went 1-1, and so far, Foster, with a 34-12 record, what do you have anything to say? Like, I read a comment on Instagram last night from a very, I think it was Everything Pistons. I followed them on Instagram, and not that they're not like resourceful or anything, but they're very pro Piston. But I read a comment from them last night, and it was like, "This team is not ready." I'm like, "Come on, man, that's a reach for one back."
He said, "Ready for what?"
We're just not ready. Period. If we don't get a 3-point shooter, we're in trouble.
I agree now.
Now we do need to. We could add a 3-point shooter. We could, but for this team to be in trouble, because 3-point shooting, you can get let's say you don't get a 3-point shooter, right? But the 3-point shots heat up because you do have people that are capable of hitting the three. Now, you don't have that with All-Star Thompson, of course. You're not going to depend on him. But Cade could get electric from three. Ivy can get electric from three. I mean, these are capable players that are capable of hitting three. They could get hot during a stretch of the season. Duncan Robinson, what's my man? The player we love get off the bench.
Talking about Jenkins?
No.
Green?
Green.
Yeah.
Green can get hot. I mean, if you get several players that can get hot off the bench, you know what I'm saying, from three, but it's a safe bet to go ahead and get you a shooter, though. Go ahead and get your shooter if you can. Bring Malik.
You got to go out and get it. You have to go out and get a shooter.
Malik, come on, man.
Well, yeah, that sounds good. Better chance of getting Malik Monk at this point, but
for those who don't know, I'm talking about Beasley.
Yeah. Lately, I think the one solidified outside shooter that we have is Duncan Robinson, and he's been off as of late. He's also been a liability on the defensive end. That Denver game
on defense. Let's call it what it is. He's a cone on defense, Foster.
Yeah, I mean they hunted him. If he wasn't on Jamal Murray, they
made that switch.
They set the screen to get so yeah, but he's been off. He had 2 points in that game, and in the last game, I think he had 9, 1 for 6 from 3.
He was horribly off versus Denver.
And yeah, when we're at our best, of course, we're playing fast, we're getting out in transition, but in the playoffs, we know that things kind of tighten up. The game slows down, and our half court offense has struggled at times. And when you don't want to have to depend on a two-way player in Dennis Jenkins, or Devontae Green has played great all year long, but do you really want to be depending upon him? You got to go out and get another solidified score when it's all said and done, because the playoff is a different monster, and we can ill afford to have. We've had so many games where we shot 20% from the 3-point line. We also struggle from the free throw line as well. So, I think it's important that we address that, and we'll talk about it later on in the show. But we still have that $14 million trade exception that we can absorb that much, up to that much of a salary. So Trajan Langdon at the very least has got to utilize that. Can't allow that to just go unused.
Right. Well, I just think before you trade away the farm to get a shooter, you got to be selective, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be selective. You got to see what's out there and what are you willing to give up. Now, they've been really, really. It's not nothing ironclad or nothing like that, but the media around here has been putting together trade packages for Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
And it includes a player like Ivy, someone else, and like 3 or 4 years worth of first-round draft picks. Let me ask you this. If you can't get a shooter, do you go after Giannis?
I'm not mad at it. Obviously, Tobias will be involved in that deal. I don't think that you worry about that, because he's an expiring deal anyways. He's going to just basically be used to make the money, to make the money match. Ivy has been off and on, up and down. He didn't play in the second half last night. You got to make a decision on him one way or another next year anyways. As far as the first round picks, you bring Giannis in, you got at least a year with him, and then he has a $60 million player option for the year after that, which I would assume he would just opt into, because who's leaving $60 million on the table? But for the rest of this year and for certain next year, you are a legitimate championship candidate. So, can't be scared and worried about first round picks. That as long as we're good, they're going to be late first round picks anyways, essentially second round picks. So yeah, I think that it's something that you have to take into consideration.
Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do. And you talking about Giannis. That's a game changer, especially here. You bring Giannis and Cade together, and if you can keep Duran, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. You make that happen because that is, yeah, we're already, the thing is that we're already the arguably the best team in the NBA right now. And you're only going to get better after that. So, um, yeah, it's something that you have to consider. You can't just completely shut the door on it because Giannis is still, he's got some injury concerns, but he's still a top 5 player, and he's not really slowing. He's not really slowing down per se. He's still an elite player, even at his age of 31, I think he is.
Yeah.
He's how old is he? I don't know how. Oh, he's 31. He just turned 31, and yeah, he's averaging 28 points a game. It's a lot. Shooting 40% from 3. Oh my god,
Man.
him next to Duran. Good night. Averaging 5 assists too. He's always averaged around 5 to 6 assists. So, yeah, do what you got to do if it comes down to it. You gotta. This is a perfect opportunity for us where we're leaps and bounds ahead of you. You easily have a comparable roster to Boston, even with Tatum coming back. You're way better than New York at this point. You're way better than Orlando, and you have enough star power to contend with the best version of the Sixers. We know the Sixers are off and on. It all depends on whether or not Embiid's going to play, but you have the star power to contend with a Maxey, Edgecombe, Paul George, Embiid. Yeah. I think you walk right into the NBA Finals if you go out and get Giannis.
Yeah, I think
the next couple years.
I think so. I think he's a game changer. I think he puts the Pistons in the championship talks. And I'd rather see Giannis, go to us than Boston or anywhere else in the East, possibly. So yeah, I think you do ignore the shooter that you need, and you just play a different style of basketball with Giannis. You don't depend on that 3-point shot as much. You're gonna run and gun with Giannis because he's going to sprint every time, every trip down the road, every rebound he's running. You know what I'm saying? So
one man fast break right there. I mean,
man, let's get to a quick break. We're going to take a break. If you're listening, you're going to hear some ads. If not, if you're watching, give us 20 seconds. What do you see, man?
Oh, no. Tim just said that he's just listening. He doesn't know anything about NBA. He hasn't watched since the 90s. Whew.
Long time. Make sure you subscribe to Midwest Cyphers. Make sure you subscribe there. Make sure you subscribe to Corner to Copa as well as subscribing to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. But Tim, if you haven't watched basketball, but you're here, and I appreciate your presence, brother. Adding Giannis, that would be something amazing. Now, take Giannis out of the equation, Foster. Who would be a great addition to this roster?
So yeah, it's fun to fantasize about the idea of Giannis being here in Detroit, but we know that that's not a highly likely possibility. Um, I do have I think I got 4 different guys that fit into a specific category, and these are players that we would be able to, without giving too much of anything, we would be able to absorb their contracts with that $14 million trade exception. Um, so we could just simply be a third team, third team in a trade between 2 others, and we would be able to take them on. I think we would have to cut a player, which would likely be Isaac Jones, who's mostly played in the G League this year. But I'm going to share my screen again. All right. So the first player we're going to talk about is Bobby Portis. Obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks, who are looking to move on from Giannis, they're not trying to win this year. So at this point, they're just trying to save some money, and they could be looking to dump off some salary. And Bobby Portis would be a decent candidate for us. This year, he is averaging 12 points a game. Looks like, what is that, 7 rebounds. And I think he would be a nice, stretch 4 candidate. Just a nice plug and play player that shoots pretty well from the outside. And I think he fits just he fits the nucleus and the culture of the Detroit Pistons. Let's see what his shooting. He is shooting 39% from 3 this year and 47% from the field. So very efficient. I think that he comes in. I think maybe you can still start Tobias Harris, who's very up and down. I think he had 25 against the Kings, or was it the Kings? He had 25 the other day, but he's very up and down. Denver. Yeah, he had 25 versus Denver. But I think that in the event that you bring Portis off the bench, I think he just takes some minutes away from probably either Ron Holland or Javonte Green. I think that he's definitely an upgrade offensively anyways from Javonte Green. And he just gives you another option. Maybe there's some games that you want Green to play because he's going to give you that defensive intensity, but when you need that offense and that more consistent floor spacing, Bobby Portis can be that guy. He's won a championship with the Brewers, with the Bucks. That's Milwaukee, though. That's Milwaukee.
Bucks, Brewers, Milwaukee. So
right.
It's relatable,
right? So he's got experience because yes. We've had some guys step up off the bench, but how many of these guys have made it happen in the playoffs who have that playoff experience? So Bobby Portis is one of those guys. What do you think about Bobby Portis just from the eye test, what you see here? What are your thoughts on him?
I've always liked Bobby Portis, and I've always liked the idea of him being a Piston.
Yeah.
Don't like he cussed out the crowd there, last time he was here. But
yes, he did. Yeah.
Hit him with the BAN. But but yeah, I very much will. Never mind the stats, never mind the scouting reports. I know what he can do, and I know this is the stretch 4 we've always talked about and wanted. Bobby Portis would be a viable option for the Pistons, and I think he would be very well here. I think he would do very well. So it's a yes for me.
Yep. And I think he makes somewhere around that $14 million mark, and we would have him under control for all of next season.
Under control is kind of wild.
That's what they call it, and that's terms. Or I think it's more of a baseball term, years of control. But anyways, he's under contract for the 26-27 season, so we could move off him at the end of the year for a pretty, he could be a nice trade chip next year, or we could hold on to him for next year.
Okay.
So that is Bobby Portis. We're going to move on to the next guy.
I see you've done your homework. you know.
Yeah, I've been waiting. I've been waiting to do it
Okay.
to this
Okay.
show.
Yeah.
Um,
I've been lacking, but hey.
so the next guy is a familiar face. He's actually an expiring contract, so he's somebody that would be a free agent after this season. But he would be a nice scoring option for us, and that is Kobe White. For those that are listening, this year he was hurt at the beginning of this year, but he's averaging 18 points a game. He's shooting 36% from three and 44% from the field. So not great efficiency. And that's all on 29 minutes, which is he's down about 4 minutes from last year. Obviously, he's been hurt this year, so he's been trying to get back. But me personally, I like him as a nice option that you can either start over Duncan Robinson, or you can give you some punch off the bench. He can create for himself and others, and he's a guy that you can ask to get 20 points a game. Like I said, we said earlier that Duncan Robinson has always been a 11 points, 12 points a game scorer. Not really a starter, but yeah, we can. But he's a guy that can start right away, and you can get that 20 points a game. He's done that for the Chicago Bulls for the last couple years. 20 points last year, 19 the year before that, but kind of just been ramping up. He's only 25 years old. So if you love him, you can go out, you probably move on from Ivy, or Ivy could be in that deal. And then you can sign Kobe long-term because he's only 25 years old. Not a great defender, as you can see by the defensive analytics. He's actually a very poor defender, but with the current construction that we have right now and the amount of defensive players that we have, you can hide him behind a Asar Thompson, Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart on the second unit.
So yeah. But what happens? Well, I don't
go ahead.
That.
You know, well,
I thought about something and it kind of killed my point.
And you don't even want to go down that road.
Well, the thing was, what I was going to say is, what happens if you get a defensive liability and you bring them into a culture that breeds defense? Because I think defense is a mentality. But then I thought about Duncan Robinson and said, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a necessary evil sometimes when you get these shooters that they're all not great defenders. But honestly, that mentality is infectious, and he could definitely improve himself. Sometimes it's just a matter of being surrounded by the right guys. I mean, his back line consists of Vucevic, so not the fleetest of foot or most or best rim protector. So he just by his surroundings, he's going to be in a better situation given who he's surrounded by. So what are your thoughts on Kobe White? And if you're comparing between the two, who do you like better? Two different positions, of course, but
Portis would be my first choice.
Okay.
I do like Kobe White though. We've talked about the stretch four. We also talked about a secondary ball handler. And that's someone that can play alongside Cade and alleviate some of the pressure from Cade when he's in the game and also when he's out of the game. So so this would be a yes for me as well. There's no denying his talent. He's 6'4" guard. He's a bigger guard.
Yep.
So hey, and I think that 3-point shooting will increase with more reps for him. You got to remember he was out for a great part of the year. It's going to take him a minute to get his feet under him. I think second half of the season will probably do him a lot better shooting wise.
Yeah, and he's a pretty high volume 3-point shooter. The last 2 years, 8, and this year 7 on less minutes. Right now, the Pistons are ranked 22nd in 3 points made and 3-point attempts, and 18th in 3-point percentage. So I think that he helps you in every category, and I think he's an upgrade over every guard in the building right now, including Ivy, Jenkins, LeVert. He's better than all of them. So yeah, if the Bulls are not looking to extend him long term, I think that they would benefit from moving off of him, because he's not making a ton of money right now. I think he's making like 12 to 14. So yeah, let's get to the next one.
Okay. Foster with the production credits. This is kind of dope.
All right.
And I think StreamYard has had some upgrades, and I think it wasn't all your fault. Also, you've had some upgrades, so
yes. So
yeah, so it's a little smoother transition with the graphics and sharing the screen and stuff like that.
The share screen situation is a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So the next guy. What'd you say?
I'm gonna say no.
You would say no. Okay, out the gate, a no, out the gate. So this is a player that has moved around a lot in his career. He way back when I think he was drafted by the Bucks. He might have been on that championship team, if I'm not mistaken. But he's played for the Kings, he's played for the Warriors, he played for the Knicks, and he's on the Timberwolves. And I might have missed one. But interesting player here. He's a movement shooter. He can create for himself and others. A lot of green, which is good. And you see the portability. That just basically means that he can fit in any situation on your offensive roster. Good passer. He's not a point guard by trade, but he can handle the ball, and another volume shooter, a high volume shooter, which we need. This year he is averaging 38% from three on 8 attempts. So that's a nice sample size of attempts. He's not shooting very efficiently from the field, but good 3-point production overall. Averaging 4 assists per game, 13 points. And he's starting on Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. 31 minutes a game. So yeah, he's definitely getting starter minutes. What I like about him is that he's defensive minded. I mean, he's not a lockdown defender, but he's above average defender. He gets in the passing lane, creates turnovers, and he's feisty. We had a little run in with him last year in Ron Holland. I don't know. I like those guys I don't like Dylan Brooks, but I think that if he played for the Pistons, the fans would love him. Same thing with Bobby Portis. Definitely gets into it with the fans, but the fans would love him in Detroit. Now you say no. Why do you say no?
I hold grudges.
Okay, that's fair.
Let me go back, right? He played for Villanova. Played for Michigan. He played against Michigan in the championship game.
Wow. Oh, come on, man.
He was so lights out. I mean, he was hitting threes from everywhere, hand in his face, pulling up damn near half court, just shooting, just the lights. So I've had a grudge since then, right?
Yeah, it goes back there.
So yeah, it was back there. And then the way he tried to manhandle Ron Holland last year, I've been pissed off at him ever since. But that's the only reasons. As far as his playing ability, he would look good in a Pistons uniform. Now, out of the 3 we talked about, he would probably be number 2. I think I would rank him above Kobe being here.
Okay. Why?
The defense, the chippiness. He can be a little chippy, and that kind of embodies the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? We ain't turning down no smoke, and neither is he. So I think he would be a good fit. Like I said, you can't go wrong if you're going to acquire Kobe, or if you're going to acquire either or at the guard position. But I would pick DiVincenzo over him. So it would be Porter, this guy, and then Kobe White.
Yeah. And so he's making $12 million this year, and he would make $12 in his in his contract year, which would be next year. So we would have him under contract for 1 year beyond the rest of this season. And once again, another contract that fits in that $14 million range.
Also, hold on. Also, probably the two biggest people in the way of the Eastern Conference is Boston and the Knicks, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Him and Brunson Sr. was they don't see eye to eye. So him versus the Knicks in the playoffs, and with him being a Piston, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So the last one, just to give you a clue, I don't think you guess it, but this would be a reunion. This is a former Piston.
I know who you're talking about.
Do you?
You're talking about Grant, right?
No.
No.
No?
No.
Well, let's break it down. All right. So yeah, Luke Kennard, we drafted him. Yeah, I think this had to have been a lottery pick.
Yeah, lottery pick.
So yes, Luke Kennard, who's on the Atlanta Hawks right now, averaging only 7 points a game, and on 20 minutes. So not a lot of minutes. That's equivalent to what Javonte Green gets per game, or Ron Holland. I think Ron Holland gets a little bit more than that.
Cone.
He's a what?
Cone.
Yes, yeah, definitely, definitely a cone on defense. But once again, it's important, and which is why the DiVincenzo option looks appealing. But one of the best shooters in all of basketball. You look at the true shooting percentage. Now, true shooting percentage just factors in your field goal percentage, your 3 points, and your free throws. Emphasis on free throws. This guy is shooting 90% from the free throw line this year. And another high volume 3-point shooter, or he's shooting. Yeah, he's a pretty high volume shooter. As you can see, the 3-point rate is high. So that's the majority of the shots that he's taken. 100% on the portability ranking, which means he's another plug and play guy. And he's above average at creating. He's not a great off the dribble guy, but he's above average creator. But you go out and get him for his 3-point ability. He's definitely somebody that you don't want to play with Duncan Robinson. That would make zero sense. But when Duncan is off the court, you got another guy that can play the exact same role. Because I think that we are at least one efficient shooter away. He's shooting 49% from the field. No. 53% from the field, 49% from three. So every other 3-point shot he takes, he makes. You make one, you miss one. Make one, miss one. And he's shooting 90% from the free throw line. Like I said, not many points this year, but he's also not getting a lot of playing time. He has one role, and it's to be a movement shooter and to open up space for the number of different creators that we have. You got Ivy, you got Jenkins, you got Cage, you got all of these. You got Duren, who is a very, a pretty good above average passer. All you need him to do is to stand in the corner or stand above the break and knock down threes. Cone defensively, no doubt about it. Look at that foul. Look at that foul rate. He's not going to foul. Got a lot of guys that like to foul. and I'm reaching here because that's really not all that important when you're a horrible defender, whether or not you foul.
It's hard to foul when you're the only one playing zone.
Right. Well, yeah, when you're out there standing and standing in place. But 50% from three. Now, mind you, he's playing with the Hawks this year, who's been a very up and down. He's played, and this is without Trae Young, who's a very high gravity, great passer. Trae Young really hasn't played this year. So you put him in the mix with a much better team, and you make magic with a former Piston who got to have the highest 3-point percentage in all of basketball. So would you say that he's your least favorite out of all of them?
No.
Okay. Is Kobe White your least favorite?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it has everything to do with shooting percentages. It has
Yeah.
everything to do with that. I mean, the 5 you selected are I would take any of them, right?
Yeah.
As an addition to the Pistons, I would take any of them. When you're ranking them, I think the one that stands above all of them for me is Portis.
You like Portis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Multiple positions. He can play center, power forward, and small forward. He can shoot from outside, right? But the rest of them, you're kind of splitting hairs as far as what they can do for you as a Piston.
Yeah.
Not their ability, because we know Kobe Bryant, Kobe White probably has the best, has, the potentially
Highest ceiling for sure.
high ceiling for playing ability. But as far as fit, you're splitting hairs with what they can bring to the table as far as being a Piston. So those last 4 are very hard to choose from as far as who you're going to have on your team if you had to have a choice. But Portis stands out, and the rest are just, you're just rolling the dice on who would be the better fit.
Yeah. I like the fact that Kobe. I like Kobe's create the potential as far as his ability to create. You can just give him the ball and let him work. And obviously, yeah, with him being 25 years old, you don't have to commit to him long term, but you have the opportunity to extend him long term if you choose to do so. As far as Luke Kennard is concerned, he's an expiring deal, so he's a free agent after this season. And I would assume that he's making somewhere no more than $14 million. So yeah, those are the 4 candidates that I wanted to. Yeah, those are the 4 candidates that I wanted to look at. So when we rank it, you go Portis, DiVincenzo second.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo second, and then Kobe Kennard or Kennard Kobe?
Kobe Kennard.
Kobe Kennard. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's all I got as far as trade candidates. And this time next week, when is the trade deadline? Oh, the trade deadline is Thursday, I believe. I think they're planning on doing a show on Thursday, the 5th. What day is that?
The date?
Yeah, February 5th is February 5th is Thursday. So by this time next week, we will know who we brought, who we traded, who we didn't trade, whatever the case may be. But yeah, there'll be our Central Division, team will have a show on Thursday breaking down everything.
Okay. Well, we could definitely do that. I am excited about the trade deadline, but at the same time, I believe it when I see it.
You don't think we make any moves?
No, I don't think so.
I think at the very least, we made a move last year at the buzzer. We went out and got Dennis Schroeder, which was a major.
We did, and I didn't believe that until it happened.
Yeah, I think there's no way Trajan Langdon sits put and allows that trade exception to just poof into thin air. They'll do something. I don't think it'll be I would venture to say it won't be a Trey Murphy, it won't be a Herb Jones, it won't be Giannis, anything like that. But there's just too glaring of a void with our 3-point shooting to just sit and just say, no, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Schroeder thing we did without giving up a single player. So
I don't think they'll pull off that kind of magic again.
They can. They got $14 million salary to eat. They can just absorb without moving anybody.
We'll see. I know there's things we can do or are capable of doing. It's just I don't know, man. I believe him when I see it. I'm hopeful.
Why are you reluctant?
I don't know.
We make a move. I think we made a move every year. We remember we got Bagley that one year.
Don't bring Bagley up.
Why? But the key point is that we always do something.
True. And Schroeder was a very, very good pickup at the time.
Huge. Looked like he wanted to come home.
Hey man, he was hugging the Pistons players after the game. Like, oh man, that's bring him back.
Yeah, a lot of homecomings recently. Tim Hardaway didn't come back to Detroit, but we faced him. He was pretty good actually.
He's pretty good.
He's having a good year.
Yeah,
we could use that shooting right now.
Just a thought. So I that concludes. I know you have a meeting you have to, and I do as well. My son's birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to say happy birthday to him on air. I'll have a 16-year-old tomorrow. I got to go out and get some stuff for him. I have to work tomorrow as well, so gotta get out and do some running. Take care of him while he's in school, and these teenagers, man, they don't want nothing but money, so it makes it a little bit easier.
For sure.
I put some money in an envelope. Here you go. Take him to dinner tomorrow after work. Call it a day. Anyway, was that your bow?
Yeah, we'll see how things shake out. We're hosting on Monday the Central Division show, and then hopefully you'll be available on Thursday because I don't know what time. I think that's going to be an 8:00 show as well, or a later show. But we have a trade deadline show coming up on Thursday, where we will get a chance to break down everything that does happen one way or another, good or bad.
Well, usually after I work the weekend, I'm off on Monday. They gave me Tuesday off instead, so I have to be at work on Monday.
Okay, I was talking about Monday too, but also Thursday.
What's Thursday? The deadline?
Yeah, that's the official trade deadline date.
So Thursday, I will make it a point to be home by 7.
Okay.
And then we can definitely do a show then. Definitely. All right. So there you have it. That's this Pistons Weekly show. Make sure before we get out of here that you are subscribed to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Midwest Ciphers. Make sure you subscribe to Corner to Copa. All those channels on YouTube are us. So check us out there. Midwest Ciphers is some rap stuff. You can get a Michigan battle rap list there. You can hear some freestyles. You see some clips of interviews. Foster does an amazing job of interviewing the MCs before they rap. Just some good stuff over there. Corner to Copa. That's all your Detroit Tigers stuff there. So check us out there. And you have this channel here, Bleachers and Speakers, which include Detroit Lions and Detroit Pistons basketball. So check us out. Make sure you are subscribed. Subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube. Foster, we are out of here. Great show. And I'll get with you backstage.
All right.
Bet.